So the topic most of the time is all about love. Okay. And in your book you have written that love does not think, and it is not capable of thinking. It comes from the space of soul.
From you look at someone, so you get attracted, but you're not realizing that if you're attracted to someone, it is because your soul has recognized their soul, and the soul is happy. Wow, I found my enemy, now it is revenge time. Okay, so that's all the butterflies in the stomach. But originally, what is love? Love is just a consciousness, and it is the highest form of consciousness. It is the source consciousness, because with love and joy he is creating, because you are co-creating with the universe. A baby only comes when you reach that level of ecstasy, and where you forget anything else, you don't even remember the body now. It is just some explosion happening and you don't know what. That is exactly how the creator is creating.
So we have reduced love as a kind of a transaction.
Yeah, it is a transaction. It is the biggest fallacy. No matter what I do, I will go back to the source, yes. And then do what? He will bring me back into life. Another cycle, another adventure, another exploration, and another level of its own potential that it wants to experience through me and also wants to express through me. You cannot avoid the cycle of life. It is cycle of life. They don't say line of life. You go from A to B, you reach source, and now you are back home, bye bye. It is a cycle of life. What does a cycle mean? Have you ever heard box of life, line of life? It is a cycle of life. Cycle means what? I'm going to be recycled. How many times? Millions of that, as long as he wants to recycle. I'm causing myself suffering. That person doesn't remember. I still will remember, hate that person, curse him, I will take revenge, aise kaise ho gaya, I got insulted.
Twice Born. It's a very beautiful title. Why Twice Born?
There is a topic which is evergreen. Most movies are shot based on that topic. Most novels are sold on that. Okay, in fact, fiction.
Only sold that.
Fiction books are sold higher than the non-fiction, and so the topic most of the time is all about love. Okay, and in your book you have written that love does not think, and it is not capable of thinking. It comes from the space of soul. Okay, and the soul comes from it. Okay, and it is untouched by mind. So we have once again came to the same place. There is a war between soul and mind, and then love is caught in between. Okay. Yeah, love is caught in between. Can you please, because both youngsters, adults, parents, children, spouses, partners, colleagues, for everyone this is a constant topic.
Okay. So, I was also at war with myself because I never understood love, and as a child I felt that I was kind of, maybe I was an orphan and they brought me home because they didn't love me as much as they loved the other two. Basically as a child I was observing more attention going towards them. Of course one was a lot younger than me, and the other one who's elder, my sibling, unwell, so needed special attention, and I kept on watching, and eventually I went and asked my grandmother, I said, tell me the truth. You're the only one who's and I used to speak like that. You're the only one who's faithful to me. Tell me the truth. Was I brought from orphanage and she's doing anything was wrong? I was just 3.5 years old, or maybe 4 years old. Anyway, so forever I kept on wondering what is love and why is it that I'm not getting, and why is it that I can't also love the same way other people love, going crazy all over the place, missing, attached. Oh, if I don't have this person, my whole world will collapse. And I eventually realized, concluded that I'm a very cruel person and I'm not capable of loving. Something is majorly off. So I grew up with this defect, or I thought so. And I kept on hiding it, and then I thought, so I shouldn't get married because I can't love. Everything is based on love only. I can't love, I don't know how to love, I can't cry for anyone, I don't miss anyone. If someone dies also, I feel, oh wow, they are going to another reality and they will explore. So I don't even love the ones who are going, so I am a very bad person and I am not capable. Till obviously I was blackmailed to getting married, but so that's another story. But anyways, now coming to love, from what I understand, and thankfully I could finally understand it so that I don't blame myself or people like me too much. So what we refer as human beings to love is a certain series of happenings. From you look at someone, so you get attracted, but you're not realizing that if you're attracted to someone, it is because your soul has recognized their soul, and the soul is happy. Wow, I found my enemy, now it is revenge time. Okay, so that's all the butterflies in the stomach. It is trying to tell you the war is yet to begin.
Yeah.
Okay, so we think this is love. So these are all chemical reactions because your soul, again using your body, try to tell you something is coming up major, prepare, pep up. So that those series of events, from the first look, the attraction, then the physical attraction, then you get into their mental space, emotional space, you get close, all of that, that series of doing we call love. But originally, what is love? Love is just a consciousness, and it is the highest form of consciousness. It is the source consciousness, because with love and joy he is creating. That is why the act of sex and the act of orgasm we say is the closest to the highest form of you being in union with the universe. Why? Because you are co-creating with the universe. A baby only comes when you reach that level of ecstasy, and where you forget anything else. You don't even remember the body now. It is just some explosion happening and you don't know what. That is exactly how the creator is creating. From an absolute space of joy. It's not pleasure. Pleasure is your mind trying to tell you this is a pleasurable act and I want to be addicted to it and I want to repeat it. Right? But at the soul level, it is about, this is the space in which you become so expansive. Now you can hold another life within you, right? So that is space, and that kind of expansion and that kind of a glory and grace from which you want to create, that energy space, that consciousness is called love. Now to be able to experience that love for another human being, you need to do what? You need to let go of all these chemical reactions. You need to tell the soul, your soul, okay, you have given me a signal through the body, there is going to be a lot of work, and I'm excited about this work because the soul is very excited. I found the person who is the last key to my this lifetime evolution. It thinks it is the last, but if you keep, learning your lessons, you will keep encountering more lovers, friends, whoever you love, kids. It can be any form of love. So now, it is that level of consciousness, but from where it comes? It comes from acceptance. The only form of love is acceptance, not of the person, but your entirety of being. That is love. So when we are operating from that consciousness, for the higher purpose of expansion, gloriously, joyfully, honorably expanding your awareness, your consciousness. Why? So that you can come to this space of purity, which is the opposite of what we have created in the physical reality, where the source thinks now you are worthy of co-creating with me, not only a life, but another soul, another being. That is called love. I don't see it anywhere, and I can't relate to this chemical reaction. Yes, it feels good. You go up, down. You like the person, you miss the person, you feel good with the person, survival, whatever. But none of this love is coming and making you really thrive. Any love relationship is coming from survival. I love so and so because in the presence of so and so, I am a better version of me. I am seeing a version of me I could not see in presence of Lekha. I am seeing a part of me or a side of me I could not explore with my brother or mother or someone. So I am in love with the feeling that the person is giving me, for me to recognize there is more to me than I know, and this person only can bring this part out. That is what I love. Is that love? That's not love. That's selfishness.
So we have reduced love as a kind of a transaction.
Yeah, it is a transaction. It is the biggest fallacy. The love that as we understand it, and the love we read in fictions, and the love we experience and all these movies and all of that, it is just a propaganda selling you something you are not. It is telling you pleasure can replace your oneness with the source. It is telling you that the pleasure and repetition of pleasure will cause you to feel better about yourself. It is telling you if this is not there, you are of good for nothing. It is just reducing us to nothingness. This is not love. What love is I come to a space of purity because I am so non-biased. I am so empty. I am so present with either this person or with my profession or with her presence or with the flower or in the park that I am now in a space of co-creation for the sake of co-creating with the source. I am honoring the call of the source to co-create. Now it can be co-creating a painting or a baby or a relationship or a financial hub. It doesn't matter what it is. That is love. What all this, chemistry creating stupidity in us and people getting into alcohol and drugs and all of that just to have more excitement and dopamine rush or hitting the testosterone to the roof. That's not love. That's biochemistry making havoc in your system. Right? So when I talk about love, it is not an act. It is not even a feeling. It is a state of consciousness.
Okay, this is another interesting question that could be for the lot of viewers. In Hindu religion also they talk a lot about it, nirvana, moksha. So,
Srini is bringing all the drugs that humanity is addicted to. He brings love.
so moksha is one drug.
Moksha.
Yeah.
So can you please throw little more about this?
So Srini, moksha, I need to tell you, I can't tell you about it spiritually because it's going to stir a lot of emotions and a lot of fear in people. I have to tell you logically. So let's say, what does moksha mean? Like when we read all this, what does it say? That you become one with God, you clear all your karma.
Yeah, no more life cycle.
You are liberated from the
Karmic
suffering.
cycle. Karmic
So
cycle.
you are pure enough to go back. No? If I have karma pending, how will I be pure? So first of all, this whole idea of moksha is telling you you're impure. Number one.
Yeah, which is not true.
So anything that is telling you you're not in a place of honor with your soul is something which has been created to control you. Number one. So let's say, okay, let's bypass this. Let's say, okay, this is Sahara overthinking. ये नहीं है. Now logically, left brain, very analytical mind and quite understanding. I clear all my karma, I do everything, I become pure, I am now going to go back to the source. Do what? What is source sitting in doing? What is God doing? I mean, He is not hoarding energy, oh I have less Saharas, come back after completing the work, I need to grab to her. He's going to breathe me back into life. What will he do with the energy, or it will do with the energy? What will universe do with Sahar's energy? Why am I so special that my energy is only needed and he will hold on to me, hoard me? No matter what I do, I will go back to the source, yes. And then do what? He will breathe me back into life. Another cycle, another adventure, another exploration, and another level of its own potential that it wants to experience through me and also wants to express through me. I just would be high, a little more evolved soul, maybe have a different soul plan. I will still come back. What will I do going back to the source? You cannot avoid the cycle of life. It is cycle of life. They don't say line of life. You go from A to B, you reach source, and now you are back home. Bye bye. It is a cycle of life. What does a cycle mean? Have you ever heard box of life, line of life? It is a cycle of life. Cycle means what? I'm going to be recycled. How many times? Millions of that. As long as he wants to recycle.
What
I have a choice.
that makes me ask you your
Only
definition.
moksha, but you can still attain moksha. You know what does moksha mean? Detachment from suffering. Letting go of the suffering. Why don't you practice it day to day, minute by minute? Someone has slapped me 10 years ago. I still hold the grudge. I am causing myself suffering. That person doesn't remember. I still will remember, hate that person, curse him. I will take revenge. ऐसे कैसे हो गया? I got insulted. Actual moksha means you experience something so fully that your soul is satiated. You can now leave the experience behind and move to the next experience. So practice it day to day, no? Why you're waiting after 10,000 lifetimes I will get moksha when I clear my karma? Breath by breath you can achieve moksha. Let go of the experiences, good, bad, ugly. We are either so attached to our achievements and the pride and ego, or we are so attached to our suffering, mostly suffering though.
Can you, in the same the cycle you mentioned, so that brought me to ask you the question, what is karmic cycle?
So when we refer to a karmic cycle, it's just for the sake of understanding, of making people understand. It's kind of a layman language. First of all, we need to understand we don't really have a concept of time on the other side. Time and space doesn't really exist, right? So it's a construct of the mind to be able to measure things. It's coming from the ego, and then we say we are running short of time because there has to be fear about something. If nothing else, time. So, but when we talk about karmic cycles, see, we have to learn every lesson. We have to experience every experience. Now let's say I am here to learn compassion towards others. Self-compassion is deeper, so you don't need more lifetimes for it. But let's say compassion towards others, and I didn't learn it in 1 life, 2 lives, 3 lives. Now the universe or my soul design, my planning is such that I will allow myself to go through the lesson of compassion 108 lifetimes. Okay? And hopefully learn and complete. Now, if I am in the middle, I am at, let's say, life number 54 and I am still not learning, I still will continue to continuously learn the lesson of compassion till 108 lifetimes. Now, I may still not learn. But once I finish one cycle, the universe will say, okay, you are really something, you are not learning compassion, let's give you a break. Let's go to another, let's say now, freedom. Let's go there, because for freedom you need courage, you need responsibility. Let's go there. Then we will come back to compassion, if you understand how to be responsible. Right? So now I have 108 opportunities, means lifetimes, to learn that. But it doesn't mean if I have not learned in one cycle, I cannot learn. But each lifetime and each cycle completed without me learning the lesson, the next cycle will be more difficult, and another lesson will be slightly added. In family constellations or soul macrocosm drama, we have had people who have not learned, let's say, how to let go of jealousy or how to let go of hate in 108 karmic cycles, means 108 into 108. Now do the maths. This is how badly stuck we can be if we are not learning to detach from the experiences. So every karmic cycle is basically 108 lifetimes trying to learn one lesson, and we may not learn it, we may go to another one, but we still have to come back. But when we come back, the lesson is bigger, more difficult. Right? So this is what we call a karmic cycle, where one lesson is supposed to learn. I don't know what is the reason why we have 108 number, but this has been repeatedly. I think I have done over 1,000 family constellation workshops. Easily 1,000. After that I have lost count. But because we deal with similar stuff, at least 20, 30, 40 times the message and the number 108 for karmic cycle has been repeated. So I can say by certainty that there is something to it, but I still don't know why 108. It's a very significant number.
So I want to pause here. You mentioned two things. One is you mentioned family constellation and you mentioned soul macrocosm.
Yeah.
What are these modalities? Tell us a little bit more
Yeah,
about
so
that.
I think these are, so the soul macrocosm drama is my gift. And it is also a part of my free will to be able, if I want to change it, I can. So, but also we have the modality, people teach it, but they call I do it in two parts, family constellation. Let's say family constellation is about this lifetime issues, family issues, relationship issues, finances, and from where it is coming. And when I was told that you need to go further deeper and then you need to call this work as soul macrocosm drama, this is in 2014, I believe. Yeah, 14. So and I haven't been really trained on it by a therapist. For all other modalities I do, let's say past life regression, inner child, shadow work, I have actually attended workshops and I'm certified, but this one I am not, but this is my gift. This is one thing that people really know me for. So soul macrocosm drama is I go really deeper. Then family, whatever is the drama happening, but I go to the absolute root cause. So I can even go back to I won't say I can, but I am being asked to do this on the floor when I'm taking. So these are group therapies. People are sitting, and Srini has attended one. So I believe even you would have attended one, I think. But not with me, with someone else. So basically, it is like, someone is playing you. You're just watching your life unfold, or your soul story, soul plan unfold, and then people will come as the characters or the ingredients or the factors that needs to be in that constellation. We call it constellation because too many parameters will come together to create a scenario. And those people enact you, they talk like you, they tell you. But then we go deeper. So let's say I understood it's an inner child issue, but something in my intuition or clairvoyance is trying to tell me, Sahar, this is deeper than this. I have gone up to 1,000 lifetimes back in someone's ancestors where the curse originated. To discover actually the client was the one who cursed the entire lineage. So karma, the cycle has completed and now she's suffering such stuff, and then we heal that. So this kind of a modality is when I go really deeper into, I can even go into alien space. Like I've had one lady from Bombay whose child, some issue with the child, and when we openly realized actually he is an alien being, IVF case. So I can reach anywhere, I don't know where I go, but when the case opens. So that's soul macrocosm drama. But the same thing, but we are dealing only with this lifetime and parents or the situation of this lifetime without going any further, not more than one generation or two generations back. Then that is called family constellation. Most therapists do this one.
So essentially, if I'm understanding it correctly, we face a particular challenge in our current life, and our logical mind is not able to find a solution for it, and that's the time when we look at these kind of modalities to see if there is a past life intention, thought, action that we have done, which is causing this particular suffering to happen. And family constellation is where many such lives of many groups of souls intersect, and there is a particular outcome, and you kind of help them to decipher what is what. So when you talk about soul macrocosm drama, you're also probably looking at what is the soul plan, what is the blueprint that the soul came into this lifetime with, what is the purpose, what is the gift as well. Like I remember you telling me how you discovered your gift for writing when you connected with one of the lifetimes that you had lived.
So I discovered the gift of writing, and also I discovered what was the block towards my writing. I was hanged twice as someone who wrote the truth.
Is that it's an absolutely writer's block? You are hanged. You are hanged.
So the fear of losing life if I write.
One of the first things that fascinated me when Srini referred this book and said read it is the title itself, Twice Born. It's a very beautiful title. Why Twice Born?
Okay, initially it came in my meditation. I didn't know, but so it is referring to a spiritual experience which may not be just with me. I'm sure a lot of people would have had the experience and probably they weren't meant to share. Where you come to this life in this body and you complete your entire karma and you complete your entire soul plan. You've learned all the lessons. You have served whoever you had to serve. You finish everything. Now you have breaths left, but you have no purpose.
Yeah.
So then I was given a choice. Like I think I've written it. I was at the table and I was given a choice. Do you want to go now or do you want to do more? But that was a trick question. I said, okay, I'll work more if I have more breaths. I didn't know how much more work they were bringing. So it is when you finish a level of consciousness within the body, and it can. I thought it can happen just once, but I realized it will happen again and again if you manage to finish the work. So every time you finish your complete work, your consciousness evolves to another level, and you in the same body, same soul, but new set of guides and new set of learning and experiences. But it's a little also scary because there you sat with them and decided. This time they're bringing it to you. You don't know anything
So
else.
it's a little bit like being on a blind date.
Yes, with your guides and your own soul plan. Yeah, so each time your level of consciousness shifts and your lessons changes. So much so, it is very strange, but my physical body also reacted. Once this thing happened for me when I was told, okay, your work is done, now you can move to another level. I used to have very straight, silky hair. And the moment I agreed, within 9 months, my hair has become completely wavy and different. Like sometimes I stand in front of the mirror, I still can't recognize this is my hair. Everything changed. And when I agreed, when this happened, my nationality changed. I became an Indian, my hair changed, the way I conducted myself changed. I let go of a lot of energy healing modalities, let's say Reiki, magnified healing, pranic healing. I'm an Arhat yogi with pranic healing. I used to teach it. Access consciousness. I let go of a lot of energy work and only focused on deep therapy work. And I never went back to those modalities. I still use them when I'm working with the client, but I never back to teach them, to talk about them. They're like as if that was another lifetime altogether, So a lot will shift once this happens. But this refers to your consciousness shifting and an entire new blueprint of your soul plan, new set of guides, everything comes. And then at that time, it was my first time, so I felt I'm twice being born in the same body. And you won't believe for the 9 months I was in transit. I didn't know, I discovered later. I used to sleep like a fetus, I would sleep like this in my bed and I could not understand. And the only thing I could digest was, that green vegetable, we call it, what do we call it?
Bottle gourd.
Yes, that was the only thing for 9 months. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. I had that so much so that my help at home who used to cook it couldn't look at that vegetable anymore. But because that's such a light food and my body was delicate, I was going through a transit. So I could only digest that. I couldn't eat anything else. That's all I ate. And then I was given a birth, date of birth and a time and everything, which I still celebrate. But then after that I had another one in 2022.
So you have 2 birthdays.
I now have actually 3.
3 birthdays.
3 birthdays. It's nice. I think there are
More
some
reasons
perks.
to celebrate.
There are some perks of doing this kind of work, as hard as it may sound. So, where are you now? What are you working on now within yourself?
So I feel the first time I went through a rebirth of consciousness, it took 9 months. But the second time I went through it, because the work that came with it, and also the pace was faster because now I knew the game. I was no more scared. It was so fast. So the work finished in just about 2 years, but it is now 1.5 years I'm in transit. I just discovered, thanks to someone I know, that there were so many layers of fear that I wasn't even aware I had. So the second half of 2025, I worked only on fear. I come across as a very fearless person. You can imagine, left the country, left the family, left the job, left another job, left another country, run away 13 times, left a relationship. I come across, oh, she doesn't care. But thanks to someone and some situation, I started discovering certain layers of fear that I really didn't know it existed. So I have been working on those, and I realized they came up because the new version of me is one, I gave up the contract with those galactics. I said, okay, I have done this many years and I have done this much of work, no more, we are done. Yeah. So I have resigned kind of a thing from there. And now
I hope they accepted your resignation.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
the
matter.
choice is in my hand. Free will. So I chose that. So my free will was of no choice. I chose to have a no choice. And when I learned the game, I realized no, you can still change that also. So I changed it. It's going to take some time. So then, because I changed that, the fears came up. Right now, I'm going to be responsible. But also because the moment you move from fear, you're moving into faith. And to move into faith, you also need to change the entire dynamic of your life. No? You no more can be operating from faith or are learning the lesson of self-love and faith, but you're operating from survival.
Yeah.
You need to move into thriving. Otherwise, you're contradicting.
Yeah.
So the body will give up. Too much of contradiction. So this is where I'm working. This is where I am very actively working.
Sounds both exciting and challenging.
It is, but I think the first few months was very difficult. I couldn't understand what was happening. And Srini asked me, why have you lost so much of weight? So now the secret is out. It is the result of what I went through. I have been going through spiritually. It was so much of pressure that my body and also my emotional state couldn't handle it. I was too much coming on a daily basis in my face. So hopefully once I move out of the transit, it seems like the Saturn transit is a long one.
So, but they
It's not moving fast.
do invite us for your birthdays.
Sure.
Srini cannot miss a birthday cake. So I think he has vested interest there.
Sure. There will be 4 of them. Yeah, so that's what is happening with me right now. Yeah.
So this has been an amazing conversation, and I know that we will continue the conversation.
Thank you.
But we are going to take a little bit of a pause
Yes.
to process what we have heard, and because a lot of it is new, and a lot of it is pointing inward, and a lot of it feels like, oh my God, I'm now responsible for myself.
Yeah.
So I think we
But
need to.
isn't that liberating?
It is liberating in a very scary way.
Yeah.
No, it's like you have to change the direction.
Direction.
Like you miss the exit, you have to do it again.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Or
So
maybe the airport also.
yeah, you got into the wrong flight itself. So we have to change the flights. And, interesting analysis. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Totally my pleasure. Thank you.